as it looked like it should have been. I was a little disappointed.
Yeah, it looks like it's too long between the armrests, and the armrests are too high and stuff. Pff,
No,
late.
that didn't bother me. I kind of liked that. Um,
Mm-hmm.
just the it looked like it should be soft, and it was just kind of hard.
It was
hard,
fake.
hard with yeah.
Yeah, I guess.
Um, oh, people are asking me in the chat how the girls were, and I feel like I'm ruining the surprise, but um, these particular girls had definitely been in the business longer than some of the others. Um, so yeah, I was a little bit surprised how old the one on the right in particular was up close.
I
But
see.
um, but it's always fun. There are so many girls walking around. It's unusual because most gaming events that I go to, um, which are like networking events, there are hardly any girls there. So
Yeah, but I guess it works well on a like when every single person who's going there is a male nerd. I guess girls are pretty effective tools to get
add
them to check your stuff out.
yeah, yeah, and it all seems fun. For the most part, people seem to be pretty um, nice about it, and you know, um, in some cases, the girls actually do serve a purpose. Like at the Saints Row, not the display, but Saints Row had a parking lot outside of the convention where they had Saints Row girls that would wash your car for you. That was pretty awesome. I think I have some video footage of that, but I haven't really had time to sort through the video footage.
Sweet. So that's cool, and now we can kind of segue into the official news segment, where we take a look at the blog post that John wrote. I should say you didn't wrote it. You didn't wrote it. Look at my English when I speak at it. So John wrote this blog post about E3 and what went on there, with more pictures and even more awesome, cool stuff in general.
Yep.
And so yeah, he kind of goes through what kind of stuff they checked out, what kind of people they met, and what kind of pictures they took. And
Yes.
and we have some kind of pictures where he's not having the classical John smile that we always see, which is good.
He very specifically said he was going to not use that smile as much as possible. So it was a conscious choice. So I'm
Yeah,
glad that you noticed.
it's almost kind of apparent. I mean, you can see that you can see that his heart is not always in there. Like in this picture, he's kind of half-heartedly getting strangled. He would be look much better with a smile, since that's what his comfort zone, you know. But I guess he gotta test some stuff out, and find other things, find other things he can do while getting his picture taken.
Well, and that picture was fun. That rabbit showed up quite a few times. It was kind of awesome.
Cool. Was the rabbit aware of Wolfire Overgrowth, or was it just everywhere at the same time?
I ran into him once, and he was promoting some video project of rabbits killing people. I think some like short films stuff or something like that. So
Something like that. But
yeah.
what was I thinking? Oh yeah, do you actually talk to the guys in these costumes?
Um,
Or is it more of a hey, haha, and then you leave or something?
yeah. Usually it's more of a oh hey haha. They
Yeah.
they, I think they're not supposed to respond back. Um, because if it's the wrong voice for the character. The
Yeah.
the girls tend to talk more than the people in costume, which I can't say whether or not they're guys or girls. Meaning like like the Space Marines and the bunny and things like that. So.
Yeah. Yeah, I just get this picture of a guy in a costume just standing around having like a serious conversation with a bunch of guys on the show floor, like the guy in the bunny suit being like doing like serious hand motions and stuff. Like yeah, cool stuff, cool stuff.
I'm sure it happens sometimes.
It should happen. It could be awesome.
Yeah.
I would like to speak to a guy in a bunny suit.
They are pretty tiring though as well. So I've worn suits like that once or twice, and they're hot and uncomfortable, and the heads are gigantic, and you know.
Yeah. It's cool stuff. It's cool stuff. Cool stuff. So this E3 post, yeah, check it out, man. Check it out.
Yeah, and he talks a little bit about the fact that we went out to the guys with OnLive, and when we were at OnLive, kind of funny. He sort of briefly hints at the fact that we were talking to the guys from Namco Bandai, and when he says the execs, we were sitting there having a pretty interesting conversation. And finally, we were like, "So what are you?" And he was like, "Oh, I'm the CFO, and this guy's the COO." And we were like, "What? Oops."
What?
Yeah. So, certainly cool. I mean, it was fun chatting with all of those game developers, and we ended up going to a lot of parties, including the Indiecade and the parties with the indies. And what is sort of interesting to me anyway is that the parties with the indies and the parties with the big name companies always end up being about the same. You end up, hanging out and chatting, and it's a fun time. So definitely fun to hang out with the game devs, on both levels.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wish I would have been able to go to E3. I mean, here in Sweden, we don't have a lot of stuff, which just like events and stuff. In America, of course, you have E3, you have loads of other things that you just don't have in any other place in the world. But in Sweden, I guess we have DreamHack, and
right.
We have some kind of gaming thing, I think, on the island that's further out to the east from Sweden, the Fat Island. And I guess there are some things in Stockholm sometimes. But
Sure.
Yeah, not a whole lot of big ones except for DreamHack. And yeah, about DreamHack, I'm going to DreamHack in a week or whatever. It's like in a week or something. Yeah. So I don't know if anyone's there and they want to meet. I don't know, probably not. I don't know how many Swedes are watching, and if they're watching, I doubt they'll actually be going to DreamHack. But if that's the case, then let me know, and perhaps we can meet up and have some sex. I mean, just talk, man.
Oops.
Oops. Oops. No, but seriously though, let's move on. So next up we have art asset overview number 14. So it was quite a while since the last art asset overview, wasn't there?
It feels like it was.
Yeah.
Although I don't. It was also the same general topic. So I think this is the third one in a row featuring the arena.
Yes. So what we're going to do now is take a look at that video, and then we'll be back and we'll be talking about it. So
Awesome.
Enjoy, guys. Enjoy.
Welcome to the Overgrowth Art Asset Overview. This week I'm going to be showing some of the new art assets that I made for the arena set and talking a little bit about the modular pieces in general. I've created 16 models for this set so far, and a lot of the models have as many as 5 or 6 unique texture maps. I've been using the website cgtextures.com to get most of my textures. It's a pretty great site, and free. I have a subscription to it, but it's not required. You can see here I'm using David's new feature to tint just the tiles, so I can make this look more like terracotta. Or I can change just the umbrella covering to whatever color I want. The textures for the detail map objects consist of a color map, a normal map for bump details, specular map for shininess, a weight map for defining the detail map textures, and 4 detail maps. I've added some details to the outside of the arena, like the relief carving I mentioned a couple videos ago, and also these flying buttresses. Some people complained about the arena looking a bit too plain, so this kind of dresses it up a bit. You can see I was trying out 3 different possible options for the arena. If we have more than one arena in the game, we might end up using all of these options. Although I think the flying buttresses are a little bit showy, I really like moving in and around them, so I think that if I had to pick one, that's what I would go with. I also made some objects to detail the interior of the arena. This is a bit more tricky because it's important not to have details get in the way of gameplay. For example, the columns on the wall can make it a lot harder to wall run. I still have a lot of plans for new things to add to the arena, but that's it for this week. Thanks for watching the Overgrowth Art Asset Overview, and don't forget you can pre-order at wolfire.com/preorder. Thanks.
And that was the art asset overview for this week. So, yeah, okay, so we're going to go through what he was talking about in the video and just go through them one by one. So, first off here, he shows all of the objects that he has been creating. Are you here, by the way, Anton?
I am here.
Good.
Thanks for checking.
Yeah, so he shows off all the objects that he's been creating here, and he kind of starts talking about the that he's been using CG textures to get the textures, which is a very good site, cgtextures.com. Have you been there, Anton?
I haven't, but I'm also not really a graphics guy, so I'm not that surprised.
Yeah,
but I haven't been there.
it's still a cool site, though. I mean, almost even if you're not into textures, it's fun to see the kind of textures they have there. They have a lot of stuff. So if you do, if you're not very good at creating textures, or you just need some kind of base texture to work more quickly, which I guess is what Ninjas is using it for, or Aubrey, I should say. Then cgtextures.com is a very good website. And here he starts showing the color tinting tool that he's using to change the tint of the objects, and of course that's a very good way to create variations in objects very, very quickly, and change the mood very, very quickly in a level as well.
Right.
It's a really, really great tool. Makes you almost want to create every single object you make in kind of a gray color, just so that you can use the color tinting tool as well as possible.
Well, I sort of think that is why some, like the Crete objects and even the arena, is probably sort of these grayish colors, because there will be options to color it up later on. You know,
yeah.
You can, depending on where it is, you know, it's sort of a mostly blank canvas that can then be updated a little bit. You know, probably with, you know, some tinting, and then probably also some colored decals and things like that. Would be pretty easy to change the overall look of the arena.
Yeah, totally.
Which is what, I keep hearing people complain, like in the